Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Ralph Michaels and Marco D'Angelo. We're going to talk some Friday NBA. Side note, we are filming this video on Wednesday, so there is no line yet. Toronto Raptors at the Houston Rockets. Now, Toronto's been playing really well at home, Ralph, and not so good on the road. They do play at the Pacers tonight, so maybe they can pick something up there. But your thoughts on this matchup?
You know, it's tough. You know, you don't know current form of Toronto because huge favorites against Phoenix, huge favorites against Memphis, huge favorites to Sacramento. Now they go to the road on the Pacers. But, you know, you look at this and, you know, I am not one that was in the Harden bandwagon as far as MVP goes, just because how many shots he takes and what he scores. But I'll tell you what he's done with the Rockets without CP3, without Eric Gordon, and now without Clint Capella, you're missing 3 of your top 5 or 6 players on the team. And yet he's had the Rockets 10-2-1 ATS as a home favorite. Now, I'll say 10-2-1 as a home favorite, but they did not cover their last 2. So it depends how you want to look at that. So, you know, again, that's the funny thing about angles. Anyone can sway them or slant them the way they want to. So, you know, the difference, though, is one of those was a loss, one was a win they didn't cover. In this situation, it's going to be a short number. But I will look to fade the Raptors on the road. They're 1-8 ATS on the road. You know, we don't know. Kawhi's been taking the second days off back-to-backs or resting and not playing as much. We'll see what happens here. But, you know, that's a big difference with them. But even though the Rockets swept them last year, and a lot of times when you have a quality team that got swept by a quality team, I'll look for that revenge factor. But more so in conference play. I don't think Toronto's going to say, hey, we got swept by the Rockets twice. Let's circle this game like if it were the Cavs or the Celtics or, you know, Milwaukee in the East. So, but because the Raptors have played so poorly on the road, to me, really, it would just be the Rockets side.
Marco, this is something that has bothered me for the last couple of weeks. Ralph just mentioned it. James Harden has absolutely had to carry this team. How much, I mean, where does that stop? At what point in time is it stop against a good Raptors team?
Well, I'm on the Raptors in this one, and it is the fact that you talked about the injuries. They were able to overcome the CP3 injury, but Clint Capella is the one injury that's really changing the Rockets because now they've got no defensive presence at all. Big guy on the inside, rebounding. Their defense right now is horrible because one of the reasons, it was never good to start with, but now Harden's using all of his energy on the offensive side of the floor. They got nothing defensively. Last 3 games, they gave up 145 points to Brooklyn. They gave up 134 to the Lakers and 121 to Philadelphia. They just can't stop anybody, and he can't do all of that scoring and stay with them. Now, the only thing you got to do with Toronto is you got to wait till game day and make sure Kawhi's in the lineup. Although
they have won the last couple without Kawhi and have covered as well. So
they did against the Kings. I played them against the Kings the other night, and I was very happy with the result. But again, in Toronto.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is a spot where defensively Toronto is the 9th best team in the NBA. They're allowing just 45.2% shooting against them. Houston's 27th in the league. You go to the offensive end, Toronto's 6th offensively. Houston's 25th shooting percentage. So even though they score a lot of points, it's because they're chucking up a ton of baskets. And against a good defensive team, that's not going to work. I got to go with Toronto in this one. It'll be a stronger play with Kawhi, weaker without. But I'm going to say if you're Kawhi, you want to play this. Listen, this is the Rockets. This is the team that was your rival when you were at San Antonio. Right. This is you matching up CP3 being, you know, you playing against, Harden. And this is what you lived for all those years. So I would think if you're Kawhi, this is your only game in Houston all year. I would think he says, Coach, put me in. They don't play the day before. So that's, you know, they are playing they're playing 3 games in 4 days, but the back-to-back was Tuesday and Wednesday. They get Thursday off. So you don't have the back-to-back whenever they
You mentioned the
them.
Rockets' defense. I mean, you know, that's why you're looking at overs when you have those Rockets.
I was going to say, something to also consider is the total on that one. WagerTalk Text Club, guys, it's 100% free. Just text WagerTalk to 33222 to get a $10 coupon for just signing up, plus free picks and other special offers.